This is the start of our lead home here at 925 Cass Street, and this is for Habitat. The homeowner on this is April Brown, and we're in our first step of getting the house certified for 5-star energy, which will work for, is our first step to get the LEED. And we have to get the insulation around the foundation. We're putting a 1-inch foam around here to get an R5 rating. Most houses today have very little insulation around the outside, if any. So part of this LEED certification 5-star energy is trying to get the foundations insulated. The typical house in the Grand Rapids area loses 25 to 30% of their energy or heat loss out the foundation. So by getting the foam on here, we hope to cut that percentage down tremendously. This system here of putting the styrofoam on around the outside, we are trying to keep it as a continuous thermal break from the outside to the inside, but because of the grade level here, we have to try to keep 8 inches of concrete exposed. That's what you'll see down this one side here. We have to try to deal with that, and we're going to bring our dirt and our grade up to this top of this level here. But now on the inside, we can go inside where the floor joists are, and we're going to insulate between those floor joists with fiberglass batting. So we'll keep our R value consistent from the footing all the way up to our plate line. The reason we've chosen this product because we've been using this since the mid-'80s, so it's got a great track record for holding up under time. It's been used for a lot of different things with the dirt, with concrete. It has fared very well and has performed very well. As you can see, we've come a long ways. We've got the lower walls built. We've started with some upper walls, and we're working right now on the last front wall, and we are building the center wall right now too. At our corners, we take and we turn a 2x4 sideways here so we can get insulation back in here also. Otherwise, the way they used to do them, they would block them up. They'd be solid sometimes they'd be hollows. And they would get dead airspace, which would cause air to move around in there, and you could get mold in your corners. This way we can get full insulation in the corners. Another part of LEED homes is trying to be conservative on how we use our wood. We want to not put wood in that's not necessary. In the older days, we used to put extra cripples in at each end of our sills and at our headers. Here we didn't put them in because every time we put a piece of wood in, it's a heat loss. We can't insulate it as good as if we could get insulation in there. After we got done with our sealant package, where we foamed our penetrations, we went around and we caulked the floors and caulked everything right up. And at that point, we had everything pretty well sealed up. And then we were ready for insulation. They came in and blew a cellulose insulation, which is a very recyclable green product. This is made from recycled newspapers and phone books. We put that in our wall. It packs in very nice and fills every part of the cavities and makes a very tight fit. Once we were inside here, we had to get our mechanicals done. We do our heating, plumbing, electric. But with our heating, we had to change a few things here to get to comply with the LEED program. We had to add tape to our joints of our ductwork to seal them up, and we had to caulk our cold air bays to seal them up. We don't want to get contaminants from other parts of the house spread out through the whole house, or dust and dirt that they could pick up through different leaks in the ductwork. And we want to keep the house healthy and as environmentally friendly as possible, so we want to really concentrate on those kinds of things in this house. Now we're down in the basement of our LEED home. Here we have a 90% gas furnace. This is a natural gas furnace. It's basically 10% more efficient than your average furnace. It is vented by a PVC pipe versus a Class B metal chimney. This pipe, we have two pipes. One's an exhaust and one's an intake. The intake brings the fresh air into the combustion, and it helps keep it more efficient. As you can see, the ductwork here has been caulked and taped. Again, that's to help keep everything sealed up and keep the heat where we need it and keep the contaminants out. On our house, we have all the hot runs, all taped and sealed up. But this is something that is not done on the normal house today. Like this ductwork here where it's untaped, all it is just our drive clips and S-clips, and you can get leakage at all the corners here. By taping this up, that seals all these corners and seals everything right up. Before we got here to install all the ductwork and the furnace, we had to go through and do what's called a manual J calculation to figure out what size furnace we needed. This furnace here is the smallest furnace that is made by the heating companies out there. They're eventually going to have to go and start developing some smaller size furnaces. As LEED becomes more popular, the houses will be more energy efficient, and for smaller houses, they'll need smaller furnaces. Over here we have a 40-gallon hot water heater. This is a natural gas. It is a power vented system, and by saying that I mean this here system is very efficient. It does not have a metal chimney, it has a plastic chimney. It is vented with a fan system. It plugs into the wall, so it means it's electronic fired. This is an instant electronic ignition. It does not have a standing pilot that's burning gas all the time. By being an energy efficient system here and having a PVC exhaust, that means the burner in here is much more energy efficient. It has to burn more of the gases. On all these LEED improvements that we've been doing, if you were to add up everything that we've done as far as cost, the hot water heater, the furnace, the insulations, the energy framing that we've done, you could spend an extra of $1,500 to maybe $3,000 depending on how involved you've got with it. There's a lot of other systems you can do in the homes to make them more energy efficient and more healthier. But that seems to be kind of a rule of thumb for the average home out there. We put in the 13-watt compact fluorescents, which replace the equivalent to a 60-watt incandescent bulb, and so it should really save her quite a little bit on the electricity bill. And we've got some high-efficiency appliances. We've got a gas range, and we've got, of course, all new appliances. So all the new appliances are much more energy efficient than the old appliances. Also we have here is our low E argon windows. These are a thermal pane. They're double glass. They have the low E tin in them, which cuts out the ultraviolet rays. And it helps the R value, which is a resistance to heat loss, so that we get a much better rating on it for our testing when we did our blower door test. But also we have added these blinds on, so in the winter she could close these down, and that'll work as a little insulating curtain. It's not a major insulating factor, but every little bit helps. We want to try to test the house to see how tight it was. So when they did this blower door test, they do a vacuum down on the house. They pull the pressure out to find out where the leaks are and how much leak there is. And in this case, on this house, we did what's called a 0.2 blower door test, which would be 0.2 air changes an hour. To be healthy, we want to be a 0.35. So we got the house pretty tight. So we did real well with our caulks and our sealants and stuff. So what we had to do was add a timer system to this bathroom fan. And what that does will help draw the fresh air in from our intake vents on the house. Part of our trying to hit this LEED qualification is we have to be careful with our water conservation. And the part of it is our toilets. We want to make sure that they are water saver toilets. This is a 1.6 gallon flush, and we have 2 of them in the house to help conserve water. And we've done a few things with water here and there. We put water saver shower heads and water saver aerators on our faucets and stuff, so it cuts down the gallons per minute that these faucets put out. We have a programmable thermostat that is very homeowner friendly, very simple to set and program, so that she can set it down at night. If she wants to turn the heat down at night, it'll automatically do that for her. She just has to program that in of when they go to bed, when they get up in the morning, or if she goes to work, she can have it turned down at that point too. And all those little things will help save energy for her and save her some money. Outside here, we tried to take in a lot of things in account for the LEED program, again for water consumption, so it helps save her on her water bill. We've kept the lawn down in size so that there's not a lot of lawn to mow. We've done a lot of wood chipping and a lot of drought plants. Most of the wood chips, well, I'd say half the wood chips came right from here on site when they ground a big oak stump in the back. And 3/4 of the plants or more came from on site. They had a lot of daylilies and lily of the valley that we've transplanted around the house and along the fence. A lot of the rocks that we have put in here in our landscaping all came from off-site. And all things, again, to save money and to save water.